Valley Water Board, November 27th, 6:37. First order of business, discuss job descriptions. I assume that's you, Brent.
Oh, right, so we have a meeting on 11 o'clock on Monday to talk to the personnel board. So we've already agreed to all those job descriptions, and now it's in the next phase is going back to going for the first time with these revised ones to the personnel board. Unless there's some kind of additional direction that I should have going in there, and I think it's basically the same. We've got the framework, which is to tie the grades to licenses, so that people, once they accumulate the license, once they acquire an additional full license, that triggers a grade increase. So as long as, and the licenses have to have like proof positive, so we didn't include licenses where you just take an exam, pass the exam.
Well, that's why you have to have a full license.
Yes.
Full license means you put time in.
What was it? It was the
hoisting.
Well, hoisting license.
Hoisting engineer license.
So that's just you pass a written test. You don't actually have to demonstrate it.
No, it should be water distribution and treatment licenses. Full operator should be the trigger.
But but we've also included. I also would arguably include the commercial driver's license as well, because that's something that they have to have.
Right, and it qualifies you as a heavy equipment operator, which that's what the highway department guys are labeled as.
So that changes kind of like entry levels as well. So once we get the agreement from the personnel board, then we can sit down with and the union, and we can sit down with.
I was just saying, do we have to have the union's approval, or do they have to input on these?
Yeah, there's a staffing plan that this will change the staffing plan that the union has already signed up on.
So is this like at the Ron Keefe level, or do we have to go up higher and the
Ron
Keefe? Just Ron. Well, he's reasonable to work with, so.
But he's not around right now, right? He's out on
Real
leave.
sick.
Not hard to get a hold of.
Okay.
Is he okay?
Hurt his back on the job, so he wants to come back on light duty, but it hasn't worked out yet.
I hope he's okay.
So,
I'm sorry, I just wanted to.
Good.
Did you say that you are meeting with them personally,
yes,
or you're going?
I'm going to meet. Debbie asked me. I copied you on my response.
I didn't know if it changed. Okay, so you're invited to the meeting. Okay.
Well, I am in the meeting.
Yeah, I gotta say, the emphasis should be big time onto the superintendent's position and upgrading that to something where somebody will at least apply for the job.
Right.
Right now, there's not.
No, I mean, I think that it's...
And it's ridiculous.
Right, so we have to do what we can in order to attract that person.
Don't get them to do all that work.
Well, the other thing that I will talk to Debbie this week, because I need to know what... They had a report. They said that they had a report on pay for department heads around the town. But we haven't been copied on that. I certainly haven't seen anything. And I need...
That's because it hasn't, well, I won't say.
Well, but what do you know? I mean, if you know what...
I haven't seen it either.
Okay, so...
I suspect something, but...
So it's supposed to be a looking at department head, comparisons of department head compensation packages from multiple towns. I mean, they hired a consultant to do it, and I'd like to see what they actually ended up doing.
Wouldn't we all?
Well, it's a public record.
Yeah.
Public record request, if they don't cough it up.
Well, I would assume that they're going to... I mean, I haven't experienced any kind of not unwillingness to cooperate, so, except on these big ticket things, which have scary budget ramifications.
Well, like I said, we need somebody at the top.
Yeah.
If we don't have somebody at the top, I can only put so much time in.
Right.
Operators too, otherwise
Yeah.
someone at the top isn't gonna do you any good with any actual
Well-
operators hanging around.
Hopefully that person will be an operator,
Yep.
so that'd help you there. Then it'd take the pressure off of stuff that you shouldn't need to be doing. Kathy shouldn't need to be doing. Bridget shouldn't need to be doing. We're all chipping in and doing.
So can we, does it make sense to draft a letter to the Board of Selectmen to kind of make this statement? It won't occur until after that.
Why don't we wait and see what reaction you get at the meeting?
Okay.
Disney calling her?
No, my mother texted me.
What did she take?
Well, see, I silenced my phone, but I haven't figured out how to silence this yet.
Oh,
I'm sure there's a.
This you swipe up, and there's a, see my red thing there? That's why my phone doesn't record.
I'll figure it out. It's
I
new.
silenced the phone, forgot this is a meeting today. Ding, 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 ding. No.
Okay, so I
All
think
right.
you got your points to emphasize.
Right, no, I mean, I think
Any questions?
we're on a knife edge, so,
Suggest you attend the meeting. They only requested one person, right?
yeah, I can,
If any of us went to it,
We'd have to file.
we'd have to-
Oh, yeah.
But you,
so he's going to be our representative.
yeah, and I don't know that they, because there will be discussions about the union, I don't think.
Right.
I mean, it's a
My
public
preference would
meeting.
be
If you
to-
want to go, there's nothing to see. You can't.
No, I was curious.
I will check, find out.
You've been handling all the, you've been handling the process all the way through. so
Right,
it's
but
nothing-
I'm one for kind of bringing the real expertise, the on-the-ground expertise into those meetings rather than kind of doing it, as some kind of abstract exercise. Because the last abstract exercise got us a big problem. So we don't want to do that again. We want to try and simply make sure everything is grounded. But so I will check tomorrow.
All set for new business number 1. Meter issue, 133 Cross Street. What's the meter issue?
I was just looking through this. Back in September, one of the operators was repairing a water meter on 133 Cross Street. They ended up accidentally installing it's a 1-inch meter register on top of a 5/8 meter body.
I bet that reads a little different.
Right, so about...
I didn't know you could do that.
About a month later, the customer started complaining that their water bill was going high. So we got back out there, he did a data logger, and then that's when the operator discovered that there was a 1-inch meter head on top of a 5-inch meter body. We checked with High Sales, who's the Neptune representative, and they did say that the larger register would increase the bill because of the way it counts, the number of turns is increased from one size to another.
Right. I didn't know you could put one on the other.
You can put a 2-inch on there, a 4-inch. They're all the same size. Not the meter body, but the meter registry are all the same size.
So what do we need to do?
I think that's a question for you guys.
So if they've complained about their bill, should we have them file an abatement? Or should we just do a calculation?
I don't think it's not an abatement because it's not, there's nothing they did wrong.
Right.
I think we should, this is just my opinion, for the period that it was in, go back to the previous year, whatever the bill was, deduct the difference for those that we, for the period that it had the wrong.
Did we fix it?
We did fix the issue. Yeah,
So we fixed it.
They're very easy fix, but it did cause a...
So are they looking for relief, or should we just do that because it's the right thing to do?
I think it's the right thing to do because they didn't use the water.
Benachuk said that they were going to do that. It's not an abatement issue, it is a
Right.
billing issue.
Yeah.
So she's going to do a calculation, send it to them, see if they agree to it,
Mhm.
and that.
So I'll make a motion that we support Pennachuck's solution to make them whole.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. So is there a way we can make sure that this doesn't happen again?
Yeah, the operators need to pay more attention when they're doing work orders.
So it's just gonna be there.
But
If you could take the human factor out of everything, you'd be doing it.
Yeah,
Before you even say, hey, Rob, I just think given the short-handed nature of, we're not just running lean, we're running deficient enough people. Honestly, you guys are doing a phenomenal job, wicked short-handed, and I would expect that you're gonna have problems. People, rushing to get things done.
right. So, but most of the meters should have been 5/8, right?
this meter was already previously, has been installed in the house for,
It's in a meter pit or is it?
it was a meter pit.
Yeah, the majority of the meter pits are inch anyways.
Right, whatever it may be. This wasn't a brand new meter going in somewhere. The original problem was that the original meter had stopped working, so it just needed to be changed up. And when they were changing it up, they didn't look at which one they grabbed, and they put the next size up on top of the meter.
All right, so how are the meter heads labeled and
So right on the top of it, it tells you in big letters exactly what size meter head it's for. You just need to look. And the operator is slightly inexperienced in doing some of these work orders, and they now are aware of this is an issue that can happen.
all right. So that's kind of soft and
Yeah, it's not a very, it can happen, but it's not very common. I remember it's happened one other time about like 6 years ago. It happened.
yeah.
I remember somebody put a meter in backwards once. In behind a wall that you had to reach behind and hook it up. I wouldn't know who the customer though, so. I went to read it the next time, it was way at the top of it because it went from zero high to low. But I don't know who did that. Discuss abatement for 30 Pearly Ave.
So it's an unknown leak.
They weren't doing there.
It doesn't look like a leak to me.
It looks like they had some kind of a accident problem or otherwise. And someone made it just
Somebody left the water on.
Yeah.
intentionally, or contractor snapped the head off something and fixed it. Who knows? It's another issue.
Well, it's happened not just one time in August, it happened big time. Right? Is that the much water?
How much over the top was it?
So how many times did you have to go to, because they obviously didn't make the first call, the first appointment they were scheduled to be there for. I see there's a second one.
This is the first time I've ever even seen the work order or the complaint, to be honest.
Nothing wrong with the meter.
Yeah, so a couple of times I remember Bob and Ryan had to go out and there was no one there. So one of the residents came and said that there was no one living at the property because it's being renovated. They didn't know why they had any usage.
Obviously, somebody had water on.
But just explain to me back on this. Why is that? I don't see anything out of silk there.
It's the top one.
Top one.
So let most recent, it's right at the top of the page.
Up in the top?
Yeah.
So So I mean,
It's 28,000.
12, 13, 14, 17.
And then,
In the current column, right? It's all around, it's gone up kind of steadily. Right here?
well, it went up for 2 months, June and July. Nothing was used in August, and then 30,000 gallons was used in September.
September. In August, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that, I mean, it looks like somebody. I mean, and the chart, it's this chart. And
Some,
it's like
I mean, you look at it, somebody
3 days, somebody turned the faucet on.
never shut it off, then you look and somebody turns it on again and never shut it off.
Yeah, it's like twice.
Well, I think, yeah. But those other usages are much smaller. This thing,
So I mean,
So from the
so
26th to September 1st, in that time period, there was something left on.
yeah.
920, 921. So I mean, it's like, yeah, there's a baseline of the usage there. It's, I don't know, that doesn't even look like enough usage for someone being there.
No, there's no, that's the problem we came up last time.
Yeah.
The X and Y axis are misplaced, they should be lower, that's a 0.
Okay.
That's actually 0, because it goes from 200 to minus 1,000.
Right. But this doesn't look like a leak, it looks like someone was there, used water, essentially, and that was it.
Water went through the meter,
Yeah.
and number one,
It's
it says you have to, it's proof that you fixed the leak.
Yeah.
That looks like filling a swimming pool.
So something, or watering, or just forgetting something.
I left my hose on, it cost me, I paid.
Right, but this is, I mean,
This is phantom usage because they're saying there was no one there, but
Obviously.
responsible for the property and someone did something. Water doesn't turn itself on and off and it didn't leak, so
I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to reject.
second,
Motion to reject.
pending any additional.
Well, they can permit an appeal with more information, but
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
So you'd like proof that they fixed something or?
no, we rejected it. If they want to appeal, then they can come back with something
Substantive.
more. Tell us, But usage of water is usage of water, and there's no leak and no whatever. So like your phantom issue, it's not a big one.
Okay.
I mean, that amount of water is what would require a full swim,
They're about 30,000.
20,000.
All right, discuss application for abatement for 179 Boxford Road. I believe that was leak detection, if you've read it.
I haven't got that yet. Just TW information.
So my biggest thing on this one when I was reading through it is they're talking abatement for April through September. And now we're in November when they applied for it.
So
I'm looking at something.
Sarah just did her abatement calculation, I believe, for August and September. Yeah, because she thought that was only fair, not to do it for the whole 4 or 5 months.
Where's the page up there? What are we looking for?
Still looking for an abatement of $315.89.
So you're saying when Sarah did the calc, she didn't go back to April?
No, because she said that they hadn't reported anything until it was later on in the summer, and that she didn't feel they should be abated for all those months.
And with it being what she did, it still it falls into the right time.
Yeah, okay.
Right, because they should,
If they let it go from April to, January.
this is a very odd pattern of usage. Look at the last sheet. So usage from March, April and May of 2017 is down around their current run rate, which is around a little over 5,000 gallons. And then in June, it shoots up, as 2017 now, it shoots up to 18,000 gallons, and then kind of oscillates there all the way through July of 2018. And it's around 20,000 gallons. But it had been 20,000 gallons in prior months.
So that's because they didn't detect the leak. So you can see the leak right around.
But you go
But a
back.
leak is a leak.
April.
You go back to March of 2017, and they had a
20,000.
yeah. So it's not
Before 6,000.
the January was 28,000. It goes up and down all around here.
Yeah. But I mean,
But it seemed to be consistent towards the end of this that it had gone up.
But I mean, they did, I mean, we detected the leak, they did the work, you know, then they've got the bills here to show where they had that work done. So I'm not going to get into that deep because it's, you know, again, they spent $1,500 getting the thing fixed. Yeah, some people are disposed to make a motion to accept this.
So 315.89.
Yeah. What's that?
I just want to make sure I know what we're accepting. $315.89.
That's
the
correct.
last page. Seconded.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. That was $315.89?
Yep.
Yeah.
So are we getting more inquiries about high bills?
I feel like we have in the last couple of weeks, just because of who's here. I don't think we've had 3 abatements on one agenda for a long time.
But as these calls should go to Penachuk, right? Or do they come to you?
Either or. I mean, some people come in the office and I advise them what to do, and some people call Penachuk.
And have the number of people coming in to seek advice about the size of their bills?
Slightly, I would say. You know, maybe
From
4.
For a month,
A month.
or 1 a week? Or around bills?
Around there.
Let's see about it.
I'll keep track.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, people complain all the time, but to actually go through to file an abatement, this is more than we've had.
Those two smells. I've had it when I was on the board before. We had a lot of them at times. Discuss cleaning inspection contract for Prospect Hill.
How do we want to do that?
Yeah. So every 5 years, you're required to not only inspect your water storage tank, but also have it cleaned out. Last time it was done was in 2014, so in 2019, we need to get somebody up there to inspect it and clean it up. I have one proposal so far from Water Solutions. They normally, they are the normal company that does it for us every time. They sent us a proposal at first, and we had to send it back to ask for prevailing wages. We noticed that it wasn't, they didn't include prevailing wages.
So, this is for, when did we do this?
The spring or summer of 2019?
Okay. It's next year's budget.
Right. I would push it, yeah, I would make sure that it gets pushed into,
So you're talking next fiscal year for this?
yes.
So we don't need to sign it tonight?
So why are we getting it so early?
Well, because they know that we need to do it for next year, and they want to lock us in, which is fine because we do need to do it. They also they go up and down the whole coast, the whole eastern coast, doing these jobs. So they need to, for their own sake, they need to pre-plan it.
We want to get on their schedule.
Yeah.
Right.
That's basically, they're giving us an opportunity to sign up, make the commitment, and then that way we'll be guaranteed to be on the schedule. We can pick a date already, you know, it's like the third week of July or something. We have to wait until after 6/1 or 6/30?
6:30.
Yeah, so do it after July 1st week,
Yeah.
you know?
So this is under 10,000.
Then this is the prevailing wage price.
That includes
This quote is good. My concern is this quote is good for, it does say, well mobilized in Massachusetts, spring, summer 2019.
And have we used them before?
Yes.
Did you like their work?
Yeah, we use them every year.
I make a motion that do we sign this or accept it? What do we-
I would like it if you guys signed it.
Okay. Yeah, I make a motion that we sign this and proceed with and lock in the contract for next year.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Yeah, the report that they did on the last, when they looked at the inspected tank,
2014, yeah.
2014, it was a pretty thorough report. And so they know, or somebody there knows what the inside of that tank looks like. I mean, that was my take.
Yeah, no, they're very, it's very professional. There was, I think Mark brought it up, there's an option, this may be revised if you guys want the option of.
Oh, yeah, this doesn't include the video?
It doesn't, no. I'm pretty sure it doesn't because I completely forgot about that. But there is a, I put it away. What's the, it should say at the bottom, I think, $400 option to have the cleaning of the diver go into the tank with a video camera and videotape the actual sediment and the removal of it, instead of just taking pictures.
I think it would be a bad
It's
idea to
a,
have documentation of what the inside of the tank is like.
It's going to add, I think it's $400.
I think it was $400 too.
I mean, I'm okay with the picture, you know, it's trust or verify.
Yeah, it's up to you guys. There's an option that you can check off if you want the video tapes.
Stills, I mean, to me, stills are okay, but I don't. What do we do in the past, just pictures?
Just pictures. I think we've had a videotape once a long time ago. It'd be more of educational or
Well, we probably can't even find it on video, so.
no.
No,
It's on a
I mean, I
VHS
think
somewhere.
we assume that everything is okay inside, and there's no reason not to, right?
No reason not to what? They'll do pictures. They still have to. They're required to do pictures, and they send it to us. But it's whether or not you want to kind of videotape the whole experience is up to us.
No, I don't plan on making a movie of it, so.
So we'll leave it the way it is then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone else to come.
Just make sure they don't leave the diver inside the tank.
Yeah.
That would be a good thing. So is this the copy we need to sign?
Yeah, you just sign that one. That's fine.
You guys want to authorize me to sign it, since there's only one signature?
Well, we voted to accept it, so I'll make a motion that Mark signs the contract.
Second,
All those in favor? Aye.
Remember we had the tank recoated a couple years ago?
Yep.
How often does that have to be done?
Recoded?
Yeah.
I've been here for 10 years.
As I said, that was the first time I know of it ever
Yeah,
being done.
I think it's the first time it's ever been done,
Okay.
to be honest.
So I think just every 5 years we should have it looked at. Just,
Well, that's exactly, it's inspected every year.
oh, it is?
Yes, but that's what the kind of things they look for is like,
Small and cracked.
Yeah, they give us a report. But it needs to be inspected and cleaned every 5 years. That's what they're coming up to do next year.
Yeah, I'd rather have that in the can ready to go.
But that, we won't have to think about that for a couple of decades, probably. Hopefully, depending on the job they did.
Discussed on call. I put this on because I think it's time for Ryan to be able to be on call. I discussed it with Rob and I've discussed it with Bob, saying that he should start out shadowing somebody. In other words, he's going to do the work and they're going to shadow him basically. The conclusion was after the discussion that Bob was the one that really needed the help, and he's the furthest away for a call. So I'd like to start him off this weekend on call.
Make a motion, we start Ryan as the on-call trainee.
Is he qualified as he's going to be qualified as a secondary operator in the treatment. He has no qualifications yet on distribution.
No, but you don't need any licenses whatsoever to respond to a distribution emergency, as long as somebody will be present and
Remember, he's being shadowed by the licensed operator.
which is slightly different from the treatment. Treatment, you do need no less than one grade lower than the actual treatment facility. With distribution, you're allowed to any unlicensed individual can respond to a distribution emergency, as long as somebody will be present and in charge.
When's he scheduled for his distribution?
He already took the test. Already passed.
Just waiting
So
Just
waiting for
waiting for
paperwork?
license.
They have to go through the committee and officially vote it.
And then we have to remind them that
Yeah, so they forget about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I use a motion on the table.
Second,
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. Glad to have Ryan.
It's going to be a big help because Bob is definitely needs a hand in some things he may have to do while being on call. And Ryan's a perfect individual for that.
And he seemed to be excited to be doing something more.
Yes.
I talked to him.
so the only issue that comes up is we're already pretty close to our overtime budget, and this was the on-call as part of the overtime budget. This will push it above that. So just
Cost of doing business.
Well, we will have to just double check on some numbers, but it's also, it will change it to 2 people on call every other week. Then the week after that, we'll be back to just one person on call. Like, he won't be on call with me the week after.
So it'll be an every other week thing.
okay.
But yeah, it will increase it from the original.
So how long is he shadowing Bob for?
I guess until we feel comfortable. Definitely until he gets his distribution license as well.
So in hand.
In hands.
Right.
Because again, we're such a small town that you kind of need, if you're going to be on call, you need to be on call for both treatment and distribution. So definitely, we're going to wait until he has a distribution license in full. After that, it's just kind of.
I'd say give it a couple months, we'll readdress it and see how it's going. And
Yep.
at least that's my opinion for what.
No, I mean, all the evidence I have is that it's the right thing to do and it's positive. I just want everybody to be sensitive to the budget ramifications.
And if we're running low on overtime, we didn't put enough in there because it was scheduled for overtime for more than the people we have here.
Yeah, the issue, we talked through, I was talking to Rob about the overtime. Well, we'll come to that when we do the financing item.
Okay. Discuss the sign agreement with Tater House and Prospect Hill piping and valve replacement.
So we have them do the analysis, right?
No,
Or is this the
this
analysis?
is the analysis.
This is going to be the analysis. It's exactly what we were discussing. It's just that was the proposal, and this is the actual.
This is the actual contract here?
This is the actual contract. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's the numbers matched to what they proposed?
Yeah. Let me double check.
28,000?
28. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, we discussed this before. I mean, the experience with them, do we have to put this to bid because it's more than that money, or? You mean-
We put engineering out to bid a couple of years ago with Mary Beth. And there are, I believe that we don't have to because there are engineers.
I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'll make a motion to engage the contractor with Taylor and Howard for the Prospect Hill work.
Seconded.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Can you guys sign 2 copies for me?
It says to sign 4.
Doesn't, just, he's doing,
Are there only 2?
There's only one here that's an original.
So sign and date both copies.
both copies.
And return a copy to us.
You can sign a couple if you'd like, that's fine.
Oh, okay, there's 2 of them here, that's what. Copy for them and copy for us. So we have a copy, they have a copy, and if you need more, you can make photocopies.
So are you going to have enough bandwidth to kind of monitor what they're doing down there? So who's going to?
Yeah, I'm going to be, he's going to be meeting them this week if the agreement was signed, which I don't think it is.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm meeting them Thursday to start going over some plans. Here's some things.
So are they going to start work? When are they starting work, I guess?
This Thursday, they plan on coming down to have a meeting with me, which you're more than welcome to come and we sit down for the meeting they're going to have in the office kind of later in the day. But Thursday mid-morning, we'll be on site kind of just checking the area out, getting them kind of familiar with the scope of work.
It's the 27th, right?
Yes.
So the effective date will be today?
I would say so, yeah.
All right.
Rob or Kathy, whoever needs it.
Yeah, do you want?
Thanks.
Discuss and sign hot service quote.
Yeah, the annual contract needs to be renewed. We do budget every year for $8,000 for the hot equipment analyzers to be calibrated and certified. And this contract will be good for 2019.
Wasn't this just a quote? You said it was just a quote.
Yeah, I'm sorry, this is just a quote, service agreement.
Do we accept it or sign it?
I'd like you to sign it because it's $7,700 and sign for.
These are the guys that do it every year for us, right?
They do it every year. Yeah.
So all this equipment is still online and in use and needs calibration?
Yep.
Just sign the purchase order, right? That'd be okay.
Yes.
Yes, that's
Sign the
contract,
purchase
so.
order.
Do we have
We
to,
didn't fill it out yet, because,
well, it says high, so
yeah.
the dollar amounts the same. I make a motion that we accept that purchase order or the Hawk proposal.
Seconded.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 So, Rob, can you monitor the level of effort, make sure that it's a reasonable level of effort for this price?
Were you talking about the Hawk?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, man, if they're in and out,
It takes them all day.
for how many people?
One person.
$8,000 for one person, one day?
also keep in mind that they're putting their name out there saying that that piece of equipment is certified by that company. If there are any water quality issues that the DEP came down on us for, we could take their certification and say, well, they came in here and said it was 100% accurate.
It just seems a stiff price.
Certification. I mean, and not only that, you're paying for the certification, basically to have certified techs do that work, and that ain't cheap.
No, I understand it's not cheap, but $8,000 is, for a day's work, is a lot of money.
Well, we're also bringing, is it the person local, or are they bringing them in from? They're not local, no. It's one guy for the, pretty much, New England, what we've been told.
Everybody else I know, they charge for traveling time.
Yeah, it's kind of a sole source kind of thing. The equipment won't be certified if an outside vendor touches it.
No, I understand that. It's $8,000 is a lot of money for a day's work.
Get into the business.
That's what I was thinking.
So you're looking for a retirement job?
My wife has an already sorted.
Thank you.
All right, discuss department finance. Great, that sounds like it's right up your alley.
Well, I skimmed through it. I plan on doing more basically the prelude for all these other discussions that we need to have about rates and all that before, plenty of time before the spring town meeting. So if you look at this, the remainder should run around 60% if we're on budget. Anything, that's a large number that's above, or more seriously, below that 60% is we need to query. So as I looked through it, the first thing that jumped out that was below 60% was the scheduled overtime standby. So I'm going to have to take more time to look at the commitment rate and look at those numbers to see exactly where we are. So on the next page, what's clear is because we have so many events, weeks, service line problems, the gate, the changes in the gates, I don't know how many of those we replaced. 16. So there was a lot of hardware and then a lot of overtime and maintenance expenses that we had not actually factored into the budget. So that was driven by the highway department's repaving roadways.
Right, and they did actually apparently have this preliminary plan about like 2 years ago that they were going to be doing this and that we needed to get some money in the budget to have the gate valves lowered than raised again. But we didn't know about this going into this past fiscal year. And then suddenly we got a call from the highway department being like, hey, next month we're doing that big job. You gotta get out there and excavate 16 different gate valves to have this job completed. So that money there should have been an article for that. There wasn't. And then we also hired a union crew to do a lot of digs around town, more digs than usual, which isn't anyone's fault. It's just how the year's been going.
So that raises the issue of to what notification we need to give Cardulo that we're not renewing their contract.
It's only a one-year contract, correct?
Correct.
With an option for the second, third year.
So we should just send them a notification that we don't intend to renew.
Well, yeah, 30 days before the end of it, or...
Or after.
What does the contract say? That's a good question, isn't it? Because I have no idea.
Are you talking about Cardillo?
Yeah.
It says December 30th.
What does it say about
It's,
the option to, is there a time frame?
No, I don't believe there is. I can go.
Then I
Grab
make a
it.
motion that we notify Cardillo that we do not intend to exercise the option at the end of the contract.
Correct.
Period.
Seconded.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye. Do I have Kathy send that now? Can you do that, Kathy?
Yep, we'll do it tomorrow. Unless you think we should do it later on, Rob, in case they don't show up, because, you know, if we have some problem that happens before the...
Well, we have until the December 30th,
Is that the contract up?
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, but
Presumably.
I'm assuming that there's normally wording that's basically covers the renewal period, notification of the renewal.
Get it up tomorrow in the month of
Yep.
November, so that's well ahead of any,
Yes.
we're coming.
But
Do you mind?
if they don't show up, they don't show up. I mean, I don't know.
We're going to plan B. The other
Make
company.
sure that
But this tells you how much the, this says it all right here, police details, it's way down. You know, we got almost nothing left in that. And we're gonna need some more, so. We're not even just about halfway through.
So the other issue was cleaning of the waste solid removal. That's way over. But Rob says that we won't need to spend any more money until any significant amount of money
Right.
until July. So we should be as front end load. The good news is that Rob is saying that even though we've spent a lot more than planned for on distribution side, the water treatment maintenance line is in really good shape, and whatever, we'll have money that we can move from one line there to the other, just within our existing lines.
I'm gonna say that these are all one line item on the slot on the town meeting floor, so
Yeah, so we
we can internally just move funds around if we need to.
correct.
And if all else comes, we still have that $100,000 in that line for unforeseen.
And we have this budgeted surplus of 80,000.
Yeah, the next year, all the distribution line items definitely need to be,
Yeah, we had a couple of
Care.
light years, and we're paying for it now.
there's also, there's money in line items that don't really need that money in, then there's less money in other line items that do need that money in. So it's really, we just need to shuffle a few things around.
So if you look at the bottom line, where do we stand, Brad? Was it 61%? Or 57? Around 57%.
I mean, the total expense line, you can't, it's misleading because we know the big portion of the unexpended expenses comes from wages and salaries, because we haven't filled slots, projected slots. So that's where a lot of the surplus comes from. So I'll have to rerun this. I can't really tell you at this point. The subtotal on maintenance is running at 61% overall, and that's right on target. But the total bottom line is, because of those salary things, is kind of screwed.
So, I mean, everything looks like it's, from a health standpoint, that there's no red flags jumping out on the budget. like crises or problems.
Beyond that issue, which we're still trying to figure out how to work it, which is the non-counting of $75,000 of expenses. So that's still.
Is that something that needs to be corrected at the next special town meeting?
If we have a special,
There's one in
they
January.
argued
Yes.
it's still on.
That's what they're doing, all those planning board things.
Well, if that's what I don't know whether...
Watch the selectmen vote to set the meeting.
They have voted to set the meeting, but we were advised not to put this in, not to put any change in the water budget in at that special meeting because people have just got the new bills.
So we're gonna have a special meeting and we can't participate?
We can participate. Their suggestion, their recommendation, meaning Debbie's recommendation, is that we don't bring up any budget items unless we have enough wiggle room in our budget to handle it. What we don't want is to have an article put into that meeting and have it somehow...
Well, if we have enough wiggle room, we don't need to do
It doesn't seem like we need to do that. So.
But I was just throwing that out. That's why I would ask you if there's something that needs to be taken care of.
I don't believe there is, but I will...
Because we always have a special town meeting in May.
Yeah.
That
It's
we can,
special before the regular.
right. That we can straighten some of the stuff out if we have to. I'm just throwing all options out.
No, I don't think we need to make any changes at that point.
Okay.
Any changes that we needed to make between lines can be handled by the Board of Selectmen as well.
Anything else?
Not on that finance.
All right, the last thing is discuss social media policy. I put this in here because of a post in social media this week. And I believe, Bernie, you asked Kathy to call some people because of that post.
I don't recall.
That's what I was told.
Well, we
And
we talked.
anyways, I just wanted to make it clear that any social media posts that have anything to do with the Raleigh Water Department have to be documented, they have to be saved, and they're public record. So the best thing to do is not to make any comments on social media. And if people have complaints, I just want to bring it out to everybody. Social media is not the place to make complaints. We have people set up to take complaints if they're needed. And we will handle them that way. We do not answer calls, any complaints on social media will not be answered by the Raleigh Water Department.
No, that wasn't what we were talking about. The issue is more, if somebody raises a complaint and it comes to our notice, then they should call, the one thing to say is call the Raleigh Water Department.
Can that be said on social media? Just call it
That's a stock answer.
Yeah.
If you have a question, call the department. You will not get a response from the commissioners or the office
I
on
just
social
wanted to-
media, other than please contact the office.
So it is on the website to call the office with any issues with your water service.
I feel it's better just not to even...
I agree, but you don't want to be
Well, but,
ignorant.
I mean-
You know who we are.
I think...
And they know the procedure to call us.
So I think this is an education process, and I don't see an issue with simply saying, call the Raleigh Water Department.
The standard answer. I think that's pursuant to the media policy that we don't engage, but our response is please contact the department.
Yeah, because
I've had some nasty
people, when people raise the issue, you don't want to, some of it is the issue is just put out there and it's just left to fester. Sometimes it just goes away because it's ignored. But I think if somebody says that their water suddenly became high, they detected a high level of chlorine in their water, you basically say,
Social media is not the place to talk about it.
no, no,
Call 2640.
I'm not talking about it. I'm just saying, when something comes up like that and we know that it's there, my argument would be you tell them to call the Rowley Water Department.
Only if they've asked for, something. Other than that, I just would not engage. It's just that it's not the place. If they're out there bellyaching about a problem, issue, question, concern, whatever on social media, knock yourself out. That's not where we operate. We're a public entity that has to operate within the laws of the Commonwealth, and the MGLs, 1 through 1 gazillion, and we will never really, unless the laws change, we'll never operate on social media.
No, I'm not, but is that operating on social media? I guess the issue is, when somebody says, so the first I knew about the leak on Central Street was because somebody had said there's a leak on Central Street. Now, I don't know whether that was before there was notification to our guys or not. But, it's reasonable information. That's just a notification. And it seems to me as though you don't do business on social media. I understand that. But when people raise an issue like this person was saying they suddenly had a chlorine odor, that basically the advice would be to call the water department.
Period. End of story.
Yeah, well, let's just find a reason. So the leak on Central Street would be handled by the department with the media team that we have, John Guilfoyle.
If it was needed.
If it was required, the department would manage and take care of that thing.
No, it's just a notification.
Posting there saying, "Oh, there's a leak on media." You don't know.
All right.
Anything else?
No.
Anything else?
No, I think we should ask Rob if he's got any issues.
Yeah, how come we didn't put the normal category? I missed it. Operations of the department.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I did too. I actually took it out. I'm sorry.
But
I thought we had so much on it. But...
We went over any issues. The big issue would have been that Bob Ray is injured for the week, and that he won't participate in being on the call unless he has a hand, a helper.
Right.
Which is that issue has been solved.
I hope he recovers fast.
Right, me too.
Well,
and I don't want to do any further injuries to him, trying to make him shut a
so I think we could
water service down or something.
well, number 3, the redevelopment, is that going on?
We're still about 5 at the moment, but there's been no more issues now.
So it's just moving along on schedule?
Yep.
Okay. It's 3's next, right?
3 is next.
Okay, 5 and then 3, sorry. No, we can't get into the minutes. Oh, Jesus, put those glasses back on. One question on the minutes, is it Ann Prest or Ann Priest?
So I have Pressed at her signature.
Oh.
That's what I read from.
that's what it's always been, as far as I know.
I know, it was an odd name to me. I felt like I was spelling it wrong.
I
But
went through those, I didn't know which was.
Yeah, I went through it just before I got here.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as stated.
Second.
All the favors of your wife? What's the aye?
And what's next meeting?
The next meeting would be around 27th, so yeah, it'd be the 11th. Yeah, we just check my calendar. I should have.
And then that sounds like the next meeting will be in the new year.
Yes. Are you ready to have any discussions on budget for the next meeting? Or do you want to push it to January, first meeting in January?
Yeah, that makes more sense at this point.
Anything anybody, as always, if you want an agenda, just call Kathy.
That's all right. The thing I was talking about, you can check into that?
I'll try to get some time to get up there, yeah.
Yeah, just, or I can ask her if you want.
I do that.
And if you get a chance to ask her, that'd be great.
Just call her.
So is this leak fixed
Make sure
now
you're
out
okay.
here?
Yeah.
The leak is stopped.
What we're doing, but
That's
we
good.
can have a
Fixed,
conversation.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry, 401 Central?
401.
Yeah, that's
Just a little,
Yeah, so we have a brand new water service coming
Yeah.
from the building.
that's subject, so.
Absolutely, yeah, no, it's proper blanket.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye.